There is a new player to the cruising internet market, GigSky. So, is it worth it? Does it work? Watch this video and find out what I think. So, I have purchased GigSky for the Trans-Pacific cruise that I'm on at the moment, and I was really unsure about it. So, it's quite new, and there weren't a lot of reviews around, but most of the reviews were actually quite negative about it, saying it didn't work, etc. But there were some positive reviews, so I wasn't really sure whether to get it, but then in the end I thought I'd give it a go because it was a lot cheaper than the cruise internet. So the cruise internet was, because it's a 29-day Trans-Pacific cruise, was 690 US dollars, I think, which is just over 1,000 Australian dollars. And I bought the GigSky 30-day 10 gigabyte plan, and that was $120-ish. I have got a discount voucher, so I will link that down below for you if you're interested in giving it a go. So what happens is with GigSky is that it's a new service, so it uses the ship's current internet service and it piggybacks back off that. So you do need to make sure that the ships that you're going on use it. There's a full list on the website, and it is a lot cheaper than using the ship's internet if you're not going to use a lot of data. So the ship's internet plans are usually unlimited, but this obviously is limited. So for me, I just wanted something so that I would be able to keep in contact, with the family back home and that kind of thing, not using video calls or anything like that. So 10 gigabytes was fine for me. So I thought it was worth giving it a go. So I chose the 10 gigabyte Cruise in Americas plan. If you're using it to use it on land as well, it is much more expensive than getting individual eSIMs for those countries. So I didn't go for the Cruise and Global plan, even though I was going to be in Japan and America. I chose the Americas plan because I thought if I've got any data left to be used at the end, I can use that in America. But I bought a Airalo eSIM for Japan and one for America as well. So I also have discount codes for that. So $5 off. So I will also link that in the description below. So if you're wanting to use one of those, then have a look at that. I also will be making a video at the end of this trip talking all about the different eSIMs that I used, how they work, what I thought of them. So keep an eye out for that video. But yeah, back to GigSky, which is what this is about. So I just thought I would put this video up in case anybody else was about to go on a cruise and was wondering about it, just because there's just not a lot of stuff out there about it. So when you purchase the eSIM, you just follow the instructions on how to download it onto your phone. Make sure it's installed on your phone. I labeled mine as GigSky, so I knew which one it was on my phone because I had a few eSIMs with the ones for Japan and America. And then you leave it toggled off until you're at sea. So you have to wait until you're, I think it's like 10 miles away from land or something. But anyway, I basically waited until my phone signal was starting to die, and then I turned my phone SIM off. So make sure that's off so you don't get any, roaming at sea costs, which can cost you thousands of dollars. So I turned that SIM card off and turned on the SIM card. It didn't work initially, and I was a bit worried for a moment there, but I think if you just leave it about 10 minutes, it should start working. You need to make sure that you've got airplane mode off if you've put that on. And I also turned off the Wi-Fi because I was connected to the Carnival Wi-Fi to use the Carnival Hub app. So yeah, I made sure that was turned off and it connected fine, and I've been using it ever since. So I do have to turn airplane mode back on every time I want to use the Hub app. I can view stuff, but I can't refresh anything. So I can see what I've got in my planner and that kind of thing, but I can't see menus that I haven't viewed and stuff like that. So all I have to do then is just pop it onto airplane mode. That makes sure that it uses the Carnival Wi-Fi and it makes the Hub app work fine. So yeah, if you're on a Carnival cruise ship, that's a big tip for you, because you will need to use the Carnival Wi-Fi, which is free to use the Hub, but you just have to connect to it and say, you don't have an internet plan, you just want to connect to the Wi-Fi to use the Hub. And you use the hub to book into restaurants, to see what's on, everything like that. So yeah, that's a good tip for Carnival, and works pretty similarly on most of the other cruise lines. So I found it really good so far. Like it works fine. Perfect for exactly what I wanted to do. I mean, I do have the fact that my husband does have the premium internet package because he's doing some work while we're on this cruise. So I have been able to use that. So if I want to upload videos or, you know, watch anything like watch a bit of YouTube or something like that, I can log on to his internet to do that. But for me to be able to chat to my family back home and keep up to date with things, it's been perfect, and I actually recommend it. So, you know, it's much cheaper for that kind of thing. Same for, you know, you see a lot of people who don't really want to be connected to the internet for their whole cruise, but they do say, oh, you know, but, you know, I need to make sure my kids, my dog, my cat, whatever back home are fine. And if that's all you're wanting to do, just, you know, check your emails, text people, using a messaging service like Messenger, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, direct messages, something like that, then you can do that and it works really well. So it comes with an app, so you can check how much data you've used. So I've been checking along to make sure I'm not overusing the data. So that's a good tip for you. If you're not sure whether it's the right plan for you, whether you might be better off with the unlimited cruise plan, then just check how much data you use on your phone and think about how much you might use on the cruise, because that might be different to your day-to-day normal at home, and work out how much data you need and whether this works out cheaper than doing it for a cruise. If you're only on for a few days and the cruise plan's not that expensive, it might not be worth it for you. So I hope that if you think it is worth it for you, that you get a plan, and I will link my discount code below so you can get some money off as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Please subscribe because I am on a Trans-Pacific cruise, so if you enjoy anything about cruising, then I will be putting up lots of videos from this cruise as we go along and when I get back. So please like and subscribe, it really does help my channel grow. Thanks a lot, see you next time.